There is in India a wild beast, powerful, daring, as big as the largest lion, of a red color like cinnabar. To the end of its tail is attached the sting of a scorpion. Its face, however, is not that of a wild beast, but a man. In the language of India, it is called Manticore. So what the hell happened here? Let's have another chat about character design in Arknights. Since I have some hot takes this time, I'm going to start off with some friendly reminders. There are many ways to analyze a character's design, but what I'm looking for in particular is how well a character's visuals match their lore, personality, and story. Frankly, because that's what I find most compelling. As a history major, seeing all the different ways that artists use symbols and myths from bygone eras in modern ideas is fun. I mean, what else am I going to use a history degree for? The second reminder is that design is subjective. I'm going to be making arguments on why I think your waifu is shit, but we don't have to agree. As always, you can tell me how wrong I am down in the comments. Alright, let's start off this conversation by talking about the Manticore within Arknights. Who is she, what does she want, and why are her wings on her head like that? Anyway. Unlike Eunectus, who had an entire event dedicated to her, a lot of Manticore's background is still shrouded in mystery. We know she was raised in Sargon, and we also know that while she was there, she was thoroughly trained in stealth warfare. And that's it. That is everything we know about Manticore's past. Because her lore is so sparse, most of the insights into her character have to be gleaned from dialogue and her abilities. In particular, her originium arts are actually the center of her character, because she can turn completely invisible. Like many people on Terra, Manticore has a bad case of the magic rock cancer. Oropathy works in strange ways. Sometimes it gives you superpowers, and sometimes it turns you into Helen Keller. For Manticore, it was both a blessing and a curse. Her prowess at all things stealthy turned into full-blown invisibility, a powerful and rare trait. However, it's a power that Manticore has little to no control over. It's currently unclear if she's actually invisible most of the time or if it's just some sort of side effect. But either way, even when she's desperately trying to be noticed by others, she can go ignored for hours, even by good friends. Spending a while like this has pretty much broken her communication skills, causing her to often come off as shy and awkward. Well, that is, if you can see her long enough to even start a conversation. In summary, Manticore is a shy assassin with a communication disorder that can't control her powers. The core conflict and through line of her character is that her power actively brings her emotional pain. She wants to be useful to others, but due to her low self-esteem, she thinks the only way that she can do that is if she continues to be invisible. So, now that we know who Manticore is supposed to be, let's take a look at her design, starting with the positives. The body language in her E1 art does a really good job at showing who she is. The arms are pulled up close to her chest, and she has a worried expression, which both convey her shy and closed-off personality. Her outfit is confusing. It's black at least, which is the color of stealth, but she has this white shirt and gold dog tags that are kind of showy. It shows a lot of skin, yet it has a warm fuzzy hood. We'll come back to this topic later, so put a pin in it for now. The outfit in her E2 art is much closer to what I would expect an assassin might wear. You still can't really tell that she's supposed to be invisible from either of the art, but the E2 art does match her lore a lot better. However, it's actually here in this picture where my major issue with Manticore rears its ugly head.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
So, I get the Scorpion association. They are small little bundles of venom that often represent death itself. I still don't understand why they're on her head, but the bat wings make a lot of sense. Bats are classical creatures of the night that have strong ties to stealth. But what I really don't understand is why they didn't stop at either Scorpion or Batgirl. In other words, why is Manticore a Manticore? The Manticore not from Arknights is mainly found in Persian and Greek mythology, and it is a monster in the most classical sense. They are beasts with blood-red fur, 3 rows of teeth, and venomous spiked projectiles. Unlike its cousin the Sphinx, the Manticore does not use riddles, tricks, or traps. It simply kills people and then eats them whole. In fact, eating its prey whole is kind of its whole gig. Its original name in both Greek and Persian literally translates to man-eater. From everything that we know about the symbolism surrounding the Manticore, it's not really subtle or nuanced. It is a powerful beast to be feared and then sometimes slain by heroes of old. It is one of the many impossible animals that found itself on the pages of ancient bestiaries and in the bedtime stories of children so that they would not wander too far off into the forest. They are not assassins with communication disorders, so trying to reconcile this with this is going to be difficult. I mean, mythological manticores are symbols of raw strength, and this one's a dex build. Manticores are a type of chimera, meaning that they are a combination of different animals. In this case, it's usually a lion, bat, and scorpion with sometimes a human, dragon, or snake thrown into the mix. There are many different iterations of the Manticore. However, the lion specifically is the base of the animal and is almost never substituted out. This is likely because, as I mentioned, manticores are supposed to be feared, and lions are symbols of power, royalty, and confidence. All of the things that this manticore is not. And it seems like Hypergriff even understood how much this didn't match her character, because they relegated most of her lion association to this stand in her E2 arm. And I can't help but look at this and wonder why. Let me take a second to be honest with you. I don't think Manticore's design is the worst in Arknights. I would go so far to say that I think Manticore's design is actually pretty good. But every time that I look at her for an extended period of time, I just get a little bit angry and confused. Her story and character would have been perfectly conveyed as a stealthy but shy bat, or a scorpion suffering from its own poison. So why did they go out of their way to make an association with a myth that represents all of the things that the character is not? Is there some secret Chinese myth about a ninja manticore that I didn't find? Because trust me, I searched for it. If you squint really hard, there is a possible reading to her design that makes everything make sense. Not as a manticore, mind you, but as a chimera. The term chimera originally referred to the chimera from Greek mythology. However, the meaning of the word really broadened over time to include any combination of animal. Griffins, sphinx, and even Edward are all chimera. And if there's one thing that this broad category has in common, it's that they're all mutts, literal half-breeds, meaning they share the symbolism of both of their animals. They are both noble eagles and powerful lions, intelligent humans and dangerous beasts, shy girls and deadly assassins. Manticore wants to stand out. She wants to talk to people and have friends, but at the same time she's too afraid to give up her power to fade away into the background. She wants to be flashy and stealthy, shy and powerful. I still don't have an explanation for these, but you get my point. This reading makes a lot of the disparate parts of her design make a lot more sense, but is it enough to actually fix her design in my opinion?
No.
You have to do some pretty serious mental gymnastics to get here, and none of those explain why her name is Manticore and not Chimera. And even if this charitable reading is what we're going for, then making her a shapeshifter would have made a lot more sense. Unlike Chimera, which are a fusion of beings, skinwalkers and werefurries can only take a single form at any time. Stories about shapeshifters are often about the tension that comes from disparate worlds. And no matter what she wants, Manticore's story is not one of seamless combination. Manticore's obvious character arcs are either finding a way to control her power and bridge those disparate worlds, or finding enough self-worth to give up her powers, knowing that she has people that see her more than just a weapon. Both of these arcs make a lot more sense for a shapeshifter who is stuck between two worlds than a chimera who is a fusion of them. Of course, the most likely option is that her character never changes because gachas are terrified of character growth, but I digress. Maybe, after all of that analysis, I still missed the point. Maybe there actually is an ancient ninja manticore myth. All that I can say for certain is that as a person who is a massive fan of mythology and history, Manticore's design utterly confuses me. If her design was just garbage, I could laugh and move on, but the issue is that it comes so close to passable or even greatness several times and still somehow manages to drop the ball. No matter what I just said in this video, if you still like Manticore, good for you. You know what, as a gift, let me pass down an ancient Giguk proverb to you. Manticore is trash, and so am I.